Hi guys, it's that time again. We are on chapter 10. Oh my gosh, just a few more chapters, guys, and we'll be done with Amelia Bedelia means business. And you can let me know below in the comments if you want me to continue with Amelia Bedelia or do you want me to move on to Pete the Cat? Because I do have I have three other books for Amelia Bedelia. And I have Pete the Cat. I have 5 different books, little short stories within that one. But anyway, we're back to Amelia Bedelia, and we are on chapter 10. Woo! Chapter 10. What do you think our chapter is going to be about? First question. Well, behind the other question about the next book. First question for this chapter. What do you think our chapter is going to be about? It says cheaper by the half dozen. So if we have 12 in a dozen, how much is a half dozen? Answer that question, chapter 10. How much is a half dozen? When Amelia Bedelia walked into Pete's diner, people turned to look at her. I'm embarrassed, she thought. I hope they weren't here when I stepped on that piece of pie, she heard whispering. Then she heard whispering. That's her. Her? Are you sure? Sure, I'm sure. It's that lemonade lady. It's that little lemonade lady. Amelia Bedelia began to blush. So blushing is when your cheeks turn a little bit of a different color. It's like a reddy tone. So you blush from like embarrassment or you're really happy. Some people have it where it's a natural thing. It happens all the time, whatever emotion they're feeling. And some have it just when they're like really embarrassed or like really shy and they're like, oh, wait. And so they're anxious. So it's like really reddish tone that comes in your cheeks. She was so happy to finally see Doris. Hey, Amelia Bedelia, she said. We saw you on TV. You're a big star now. Amelia Bedelia was still blushing and had started to explain what really happened when Pete came out of the kitchen. Look who's here, he said. Step on any pies lately? Or did you come back here to kick our coconut cake? Amelia Bedelia sat on the stool at the counter. I came to apologize, she said. You gave me my first job, but I didn't do a very good job at it. Pete took a plate of hot French fries. Da-da-da. That's where we are, and we can see Pete standing there in front of Amelia Bedelia. Pete took a plate of hot French fries from a passing waiter and set it down in front of her. Oh, yummy, said Amelia Bedelia. But I don't have enough money to... Relax. It's on the house. Whose house? She asked. On your house? Never mind, he said. They're on the counter and they're on me. I mean, they're free. Thanks, said Amelia Bedelia. She put her lunchbox next to the plate of fries and dug in. What's that for? Said Pete. Did you bring your own lunch? No, said Amelia Bedelia. I have a present for you and Doris. She opened her lunchbox and took out her last 2 lemon tarts. Pete took one look at the tarts and declared, Time for a coffee break. He poured 2 cups of coffee while Doris put the tarts on plates and got 2 forks. Wow, they look terrific, said Doris. They taste even better, said Pete. Do you really like them? Asked Amelia Bedelia. You bake such delicious brownies. They're famous. Ha! Said Pete. A great lemon tart takes a lot of skill. My brownies are a dime a dozen. A dime for a dozen? Said Amelia Bedelia. That's a good deal. She dug deep down in her pocket, pulled out a nickel. So there we have it. Look at it. There's a dozen. Remember, my question was for a half dozen. How many do you think a half dozen would be? So half of a dozen. So here's the 10 cents for the dozen. It's a good deal for 10 cents with this dozen. She pulled out a nickel, guys. How much more does she need? If she pulled out a nickel and she's supposed to be paying 10 cents. How much is a nickel worth? All right. So she dug deep down in her pocket, pulled out a nickel, and put it on the counter. I'll take 6 brownies to go. Doris chuckled. Coming right up, hon, she said. You're a better businessman than Pete. Keep your money, Amelia Bedelia, said Pete. Just bring me 2 dozen of your little lemon tarts every day. I'll pay you 50 cents apiece. Doris did the math quickly in her head. That's $12 a day, she said. Do you think you can do it? Amelia Bedelia thought it over for at least half a second. Then she gave Doris a thumbs up and Pete her finest handshake ever. You got a deal. Amelia Bedelia headed for home. She felt great, and she had baking to do. She cut through the park, pedaling as fast as she could. She sped up when she saw the policeman. All right, so there we have it. There's Doris, looking as sweet as pie. And there we have our 24 tarts times 50 cents equals $12. So you have 24 times 50 equals 12. And have our little artwork right here in the corner. Then we have Amelia Bedelia over here. Who's that right there with the dogs? Do you remember her name? And we have somebody right there. What do we think that is back there? Well, let's find out. Then she flew past Diana and the dogs. The dogs began to bark and pull out their leashes. Amelia Bedelia looked over her shoulder and waved at them. That was when she ran into Suzanne Scroggins. Literally. Blam! Both girls were thrown off their bikes. Both bikes crashed to the ground. Amelia Bedelia rolled across the grass and came to a stop at the edge of the flower bed. Suzanne skidded down the sidewalk. Amelia Bedelia dusted herself off, then went to see if Suzanne was okay. Are you all right? Asked Amelia Bedelia. I guess so, said Suzanne. She pointed at Amelia Bedelia's elbow. You're bleeding. Amelia Bedelia pointed at Suzanne's knee. So are you. Why did you run into me? Suzanne demanded. Are you trying to wreck my bike? What do you mean? Asked Amelia Bedelia. It was an accident. So there we have it. There's the big blam. The big onomatopoeia word. Blam! And then we have Amelia Bedelia and Suzanne talking. Or what looks like it could possibly be an argument. Amelia Bedelia remembered that Doris had tucked a napkin into the box of brownies. Here, she said. She gave the napkin to Suzanne. Wipe your knee. Suzanne looked in the box and said, Ew, gross. What's that? There used to be 6 brownies from Pete's Diner, Amelia Bedelia said, laughing. I must have landed on them when we crashed. They got smushed into one big chocolate pancake. Suzanne smiled. That's a good thing. It looks like they all broke your fall. Amelia Bedelia tore off a piece of the big brownie and ate it. They still taste great. I'd love to have this pancake for breakfast. Here, try some, Suzanne. She gave her a piece. Call me Susie, said Suzanne. Wow, this is yummy. Suzanne said goodbye to Amelia Bedelia and got back on her bike. But when she tried to pedal away, the wheel made a scraping sound. Uh-oh. No problem, said Suzanne. The bike shop where we got it is right by the park entrance. Do you want to come with me and see if they can fix it? Amelia Bedelia and Suzanne walked their bikes over to the bike shop. It was called the Spokespeople. So down here we have our picture. We can see that the cupcakes, the brownies are all smushed together. Then we have our picture up here and she's tasting it. Suzanne is tasting it. While the owner of the shop, whose name was Marcus Smith, repaired the wheel, they wandered among the rows of bikes for sale. Above her, hanging from the ceiling, Amelia Bedelia saw a beautiful bike. It was just like Suzanne's, but it was red. One day, that will be my bike, she vowed. Either of you ladies wants to get a new bike? Marcus said. Here's your chance. He tapped a poster on the wall behind him. It read, Annual Downtown Celebration and Bike Parade. First prize, the bike of your dreams. Listen to this, said Suzanne as she read the poster. Decorate your bike for the parade. This year's theme is individuality. The winner can select the bike of her dreams from the spokespeople. Amelia Bedelia was excited, but wary. So far, science had given her nothing but problems. Maybe this poster would change her luck. She did have one question. What kind of decorations can we put on our bikes? Marcus shrugged. Good question, he said. Since the theme is individuality, I guess you can do whatever you want. If I were you, I'd use plenty of imagination and be as original as you can. There you go. And then there's the sign. He spun the wheels on Suzanne's bike. They turned smoothly. All done, said Marcus. Oh, and it's on a house. Whose house? Asked Amelia Bedelia. Your house or Pete's? Huh? Marcus asked. Thanks, yelled Suzanne as she and Amelia Bedelia rode off together. Good luck, ladies, called Marcus. So that's the girls riding their bike away. So you have your questions. Do you think that Amelia Bedelia is going to earn her money? What's your prediction? Or do you think she's going to enter the contest and see if she's going to win? And then, do you think she's going to win? Bye, guys. See you soon.